Hello everyone, welcome back to the South Bay Syndicate. Today we're going to be doing our first video on one of the new Lawless time leaders. We're going to be doing Lando Calrissian Green Force. The idea here is to utilize Lando's ability on his front side, which is pay 1, tap Lando, choose an aspect, and then your deck or your opponent's deck, and if a card matches that aspect, you gain a credit token. Our deck is all heroism aspect cards, so we're guaranteed to hit that credit token each time, and we're planning to use that to bring out things like Keller and Beck and Yoda and Starhawk earlier to build a big board fast. And if we can combine those with Jedi Consular, we might be able to get some of these units out on the 4 resource turn. So we're excited to try this out. We're going to go into Carabas and we're going to play next set preview only. And this means we're playing post rotation cards and nothing else. And here we have Mr. Bean with the new director Krennic. So it'll be kind of fun for us to play mostly new cards and to see new cards in action from the other side. They start with the initiative, so let's see if we can get a Jedi Consular and get it to stick, generate the Force, and build up from there. Exciting to try out these new cards. I think every day they bring out more of them. You might have noticed there's not the new Ray in the deck. It's not activated yet on Carabas, so we're not utilizing that, but we would be bringing that in. We do not have a first turn play here, so we're going to go ahead and mulligan into a first turn with a Force unit. So I think in this case, we'll put Mina down and the Qui-Gon, and we'll go ahead and play the Luke out. The Luke is probably our most vulnerable first turn play, but at least it does some work here. So they're going to be able to create a credit token right away. So definitely going to be an interesting matchup and see what kind of cards they're utilizing to build out their resources. We're also trying to ramp up in a way. We did not get our ramp cards, and we're playing on curve right now, so we're not creating credits, but we are building out our board, and I think this will be the first opportunity for us to do something along those lines. We'll put the maybe we'll get some space. Yeah, we'll put the Gunji down. I think we'll create a credit here. Let's get our attack in. I'm not sure what they're going to play. Oh, okay. All right, so they're going to be able to ramp here. Let's go ahead and go heroism. And we'll pick our deck and we'll get rid of the Jin. That's perfect. And we'll get our own credit. And they get another credit. I'm going to play the Mina. Get some healing on the board. It's good to see the Yoda here. And the Type and the Starhawk in hand. We can play Typho or Blue Leader. They are in a very good spot. They can play something big now. They can play the Krennic unit almost. Okay, so they go in the air. I think in this case, let's get our attacks in, see what's happening. So there might be an argument to trade units on the ground so they can't sacrifice. We'll flip out the Han there. We'll play our... There we go. So we're in a position now where we have a couple of options. I don't think we'll need the Falcon. So right now we can play out the Yoda, which is a great card, right? Oh, they have Turbo Laser Salvo. Or Turbo Laser Salvo is very nice there to take care of what we're doing. Or we can deploy. And when we deploy, we can defeat a credit. Now we have 4 credits. So here we'll be able to play Starhawk with 3 credits. We'll be able to wipe this out. And we can now play the Jedi Consular, which gives us another opportunity to generate the Force, which is very strong. So we cannot play Yoda here because of that path, but oh, we can. We'll play Yoda out. We'll trigger. We'll heal. We forgot that we had the Starhawk, which lets us play Yoda for half. They kill the Yoda. We'll put this guy on with piloting. And so while they are a resource cheat as well, we now have a unit that lets us resource cheat. We can tap units out here. We're swinging for 9. If it dies, we get a unit on the ground. So a little bit of trade equity for us against this turbo laser salvo really did work, right? We had a nice ground board working while we were building out towards our bigger units. And they're able to play the Lawbringer, which is okay. They have to claim here now. We have lethal. We will flip this to the ground. And we will play this on the ground. So this we're getting a lot of value out of the Starhawk. They're going to trade out here. We'll send our guy to the ground. We will get our 3 damage in. And I think we're in a good spot here. I think we were able to do what we needed to do to win the game. I think that claiming makes sense. So we're just going to claim here. We have 3 lethal options, and that's GG's. And one of them was Saboteur, which I think is important because the Sentinel couldn't stop it. And that was GG. So we'll go into our second game. Ooh, and we'll see a Lando data vault. So something fun on the other side. Can do a lot of what we're doing. I think you don't necessarily need the Force. I just like trying out the Yoda. You can see a data vault version that builds up. Should be very interesting. So we'll start with the initiative, see if we can get the consular. Dismantle the conspiracy could be fun, especially if you get it out early. We're going to keep this. I think with the consular, what we want to do is make sure we get force units out. So we're going to play a couple here. We could play. So my thought is we play the consular. We get an attack in with it. We generate the force. We play Gunji. We use a credit. So there might have been another option where we play Gunji first. Okay, so I think we have to do this in a very different order now. I think we got to protect. So we're going to do that. I think now we're about protection. So they've generated a credit. Oh, I wonder if they named heroism. Did they? Heroism, he does. So the reason I check that is I can probably create a credit naming heroism on his side as well. This is looking pretty good too. So I'm going to actually name heroism and pick his deck. So I'm able to discard a card and create a credit. And then I'll go ahead and get a Sentinel on the ground. And now I can play Kellerenbeck this next turn. So the Figure of Unity also is looking pretty good here. And so is this. So this will let me 7 remaining HP. So I'm actually going to play. Well, let's see if that's the route we want to go. Right. We can capture what they're doing. We can also do that next turn. Okay. I do think this dismantling the conspiracy is going to become pretty powerful here. Ooh, okay. 7. So we can capture all 3 of these if we want. Sure. let's go ahead and do that. Friendly unit. This unit is going to capture this and this. There we go. We will do the same. Oh, they do have the Starhawk. Okay, so they're doing the same thing we are. Right. Okay, we got a lot of good things going on here. The Falcon with the Han Solo can kill off the Starhawk with the Figure of Unity in play, so I do like that. So let's see what we want to do. Oh, that's a nice play for them. Move Jedi Consular to the bottom. I don't care as much about that. We'll get our attack in. And we'll see where we go from here. Okay, so they definitely have the upper hand right now. We are in a tough spot. But we are going to play the Han with piloting here. We'll trigger, I think here, we'll give it -2. And we'll buff up our Lando. And I think we lost this game. So we just could not get out in front of this game. They got their Starhawk. And we can go ahead and GG's. Good job to them. So you can see the data vault power for sure. And I think in that game we did a lot of bad resource play. And they were able to get out in front of it on top of us. So good job to them. We'll go in another one. I like that we're seeing another Lando green out there. These are early games for us with these, so definitely just testing them out. And they're going to be a lot of great combos. So here comes a Thrawn yellow, which I think will be very strong on rotation. A lot of good stuff in the pool. I do like this hand, so we'll go ahead and keep it. I think they're going to have some control pieces, so getting the Mina out is helpful. I think it allows us, actually, I should keep the Luke for the Force, but the Mina allows us to draw. So that was probably a mistake there. I should have kept that for Force reasons. We'll go ahead and get our Falcon out, start boosting our ground and protecting. There could have some space units there. And let's see how it goes. Okay. We'll go ahead and exhaust our unit. And then we'll create a token from our deck. And we'll pass. Okay, so this will allow us again to create another token this turn, which I think could come in handy. Let's go ahead and heal. Or we can play our blue leader for 5. So we can kind of decide what we want to do here. They'll pass. I'll go ahead and attack. Lando's deck, I think, with blue is super interesting too, right? Because there's probably a chance you can discard to get Anakin online. Although you wouldn't get the token. You'd have to be really lucky with that. We'll get, oh, there goes a Yoda, which is rough. So I think we need to look at some of the cards that let you bring cards back into your deck. Luminous Being could be really interesting here as well, because it lets you bring cards back and boost. There's our third Mina. So now we'll be able to attack in and boost our board. We'll give that -2 so it doesn't do anything, and then we'll boost our Mina. And here they have Legacy Run, which I think is not great for us. Chimera is probably coming with that. There's nothing we can do, so I think what we'll do is we'll create a credit. And we don't really need to do anything else, so we'll go ahead and pass. And they can Chimera Legacy Run. We'll be able to flip. We'll have a lot of credits. I think we'll have 5 credits. Probably like Kellerin and do some interesting things. There's the Chimera. They'll be able to wipe our board. That is the power of that combo. Sure. We'll go ahead and rebuild our board. That's why we didn't play anything. In fact, I think first we're just going to kill that Legacy Run. We don't need it out there anymore. Okay. We'll still be able to play our Kellerin this turn because we have 5 credits. And we will play the Obi-Wan. Kill that. All right. We'll go from here. We do like this set of cards quite a bit. I think we just push damage. Playing the Yoda here looks really good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and get rid of their Sentinel. Sure. We feel really good about that exchange. And then they attacked in, which is great for us as well. We have a way to use the Force here to kill off another Sentinel, and I think that we should be able to take this game down. So the 5 credits helped us get rid of the Legacy Run into Kellerin back and just allowed us to control the game from there, and GG's to our opponent. And we'll go into our next one. Ooh, and we have a Maul Yellow. Okay. I know we did some testing with Maul Yellow, and it was back and forth, I think, right? With the current set of cards, maybe not as much, but there are a lot of villain red-yellow cards in the newer set that could be really, really good here, and I'm excited to see what happens. 3 typos off the mulligan is not really ideal, but it happens. So this is a very favorable for them. Okay. We could have created credit there to try and get to the Kellerin like we did last time. I could see them attacking in to Mina and then using the... Yeah. That makes sense. I'll let them... We'll go ahead and play this. We'll show them 2 typos. I'm sure they'll be thrilled to see that. We'll claim. Okay. I mean, we're getting a lot of good cards, but we're playing on curve, which means we're not generating the value we'd like out of the Lando ability. We'll get our attack in because with Marin, they'll be able to kill off with the discard, which they do on the HK, and then we'll get our typo down. And this lets them... Okay. Put the other 2 where? Oh, got it. And they can ping one of theirs and mine. Sure. Okay. So this is the first time we're able to play here. We'll create a credit. We'll name Heroism off our deck. I think it's important. Ooh, there's a Starhawk. It's important to create the credit here because on our flip we can sack it to get 2 additional credits. All right, so they're gonna attack in. They know we have the typo. We'll show it. This doesn't do much for us right now. I think we'll go for it. Just to put a force unit out there. They can kill it off. They can do the trade here. We don't get the resource from it. We don't really care that much. What we're really looking at is the opportunity to get Lando out. Now, one of the positives I will say is this could allow us to generate the force for Yoda, which is nice. So we will be able to trade here and get an extra resource, which is great. I think we deploy and trigger. Sure, we'll play Kelleran off that. We'll use 1 credit, which opens up the door for lots of things. And I think in this case, I like the Jedi Consular. Do I have the Force right now? No. Okay. I like the Jedi Consular. Yeah. I'll get an attack in here. There's the Revan. We'll go ahead and claim. Sure. Now they have to attack into something, which is fine. I don't care. Here we have to trade. That's a very nice swing for them. We'll play this. We'll heal and kill that off. Didn't kill it off. Okay, we'll go ahead and claim again. Okay, we will play this and capture these, which is great. That card is really nice here. Delshin Flurry. That's fine. We'll get into base. The Yoda is really going to allow us to really take control of the board here, I think. So we're super okay with this. And then we have some nice units. We have a tap down unit. We can start to go into space a little bit, boost our ground. Really letting us take control, and GG's to our opponent. I think the Yoda is just too much at that point, especially with ways to generate the force. They did a good job with their Maul getting it big, but we had answers for it. And we'll go into our next game. And we have Orion with the Data Vault Lando. So let's see if we can get out in front of it this time. The green Landos are catching on. And I think similar to what we're seeing right now, this is a rough start. That's too bad. Oh, I do like that for them. I don't have this combo in here, but that is super interesting because you do get the credit and a force unit out right away. Something to think about. I think we'll go ahead and create a credit. What did they do? Heroism. So we'll say heroism and we'll do their deck. And we'll get the new We'll get a Falcon off their deck. Ah, okay. That looks like it's going to come in handy again. I think here we're going to need force generation out. Okay. All right, we'll put down the Figure of Unity. We'll play our Typho. We might use this next turn actually to capture, but we'll see. We'll claim. Is it any number? If friendly capture any number, so we can capture all of these. So I think that is that the play. I think it might be. You are going to capture all three of these. It's a little risky, but we'll try it out. Oh my gosh. Okay, they had the answer. It is what it is. Man, that card keeps kicking our butt. I do not like that. I guess we're bringing our Typho back. I think we'll create a credit here. Oh, they're going to capture. Okay. Get a credit. This is a game where we had no turn one. I think it continues to hurt, obviously. Pay a credit to bring that out. We need units. Use one credit to bring that out. And I don't think we can win, right? We're just going to be one short on what we're trying to do. And GG's to our opponent. No turn one. Really put us behind. Then they had the capture and the bounce. So they're playing cards that aren't heroism, but they're naming heroism. So there's a chance they could miss. I think we're just testing out a version where we can't miss, which is kind of fun. And definitely a lot of things you can play around with these new leaders, with the new cards. More cards will come. We're going to make a lot more videos testing the different cards. This is just one we wanted to try. It does look like the games are slowing down now. So that's one of the things with them. So let's talk about the deck. I think there's some super interesting things here. And as we see more cards, we'll be able to try more. I think another force unit or two to make sure we're generating the force will be good. Once the ray is online, we'll put it in there. And then some of the non-heroism cards like Beguile, the bounce ship, we can start to think about bringing those in more. But just some fun ways to test out Lando. And I think you can see Lando Data Vault is probably a bit more powerful. There's a lot more you can do there with your health and different things you don't need the force for. And then Lando Blue with the bow at the top, stuff like that. Super fun to test out these new cards. We're going to keep doing it and keep learning. And then as the set actually comes out, I think we'll be able to make new videos with decks that will bring to showdowns and PQs and things like that. But just wanted to start somewhere. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Check out our Discord. We're going to do some more live streams coming up with drafts and other preparation for Milwaukee. Hope everyone has a great day.